Howdy folks. I'm actually testing out for the very first time the Insta360 camera here. I'm going to be using this for a variety of things. It's like a really cool camera. I'm in the just single lens mode here versus the actual 360 mode, but we'll use this actually quite a bit for things like the bike rides. Using that in 360 mode is going to be a lot of fun. I haven't tried it yet. And then, you know, everything RV, but also cooking. So I'm out here doing some cooking. We're actually doing our first pressure fried. I got this pressure fryer. It's going to be really cool to add to the whole cooking, you know, stuff that I have. And we're actually doing a whole KFC thing. So I'm going to take you guys through that here. Let me switch lenses here to look the other way. I guess I got to stop recording first. Yeah, I got to get used to this. This is actually a small little camera. All right, so this is the, get the sun out here. This is the Chicken Express. It's a tabletop pressure fryer, and yeah, actually just beautiful with all the stainless steel. Gave it a test actually for the first time today. Got it on the cart. And a good thing I did, because I got a few people coming over. I'm going to do our first fried chicken in Jojos. And on the settings, you know, I had to, it's in Celsius. And at first I was converting to get it up to 350, which is what I'm going to use to cook the oil. That would have been like a 177 on the dial over here. But that only yielded 285 degrees after I let it heat up. So I took it to the max, the 200 Celsius, and that actually brought it up to 356, which will be suitable for what we're doing here. And this is a pretty cool machine. Like, you know, right here we got the dial for the timer. And it's all automated. Let's see, all this here is for draining. It's got a secure, a little safety switch there so you don't open that while it's on and everything. But basically the way that works is when the timer runs out, and what we'll do is we'll build pressure, cook it for 10 minutes, or we might just start from the beginning at 14 minutes. It'll be a trial and error the first few times we do it here. But, you know, you got your gauge. Doesn't actually show the actual PSI. It's more of a colored thing. But you got this whole solenoid thing back here, and it's all automated. So when the timer runs out, that solenoid's going to open, and then it'll expel the pressure. And I've got a metal cup back here, and then, you know, that'll bring down the pressure on the gauge. And then when it hits down here in the green, it looks like, then, you know, you can basically open this thing up. And actually this thing is sitting in the heat here. I got the sun directly on it. And I do have this where I can open it up and show you got the oil in there. It's got the, you know, the weighted, I forget what they call that. But that'll spin when the pressure starts. And, but yeah, it's got a lot of safety mechanisms. Wow, the whole thing is kind of hot sitting in the sun here, as you can imagine. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And, I'm going to take you inside and show you the preparations for the chicken itself. All right, so we got chicken thighs, chicken drumsticks, and a couple of big chicken breasts. And, you know, the key to the whole thing, kind of got me going on this too, was this. Grace's Perfect Blend. They call it Strong Blend, and they're selling this now where you can get it in the United States, but you can see down in here it's supplied by Carl Grace, and they're in Ireland. And anyway, there's a whole story on this, and I actually found it on this one YouTube site with Glen and Friends, and I guess after his video posted where he was talking, because he used to do, I don't know, advertising or something with KFC. And anyway, there was this whole story about trying to get the 11 herbs and spices and nailing it down. It's such a secret. You know, the ingredients are sort of known, but the proportions are not so clear because of the secret. But these guys actually were doing KFC franchise or whatever back in the day when the Colonel was still around over in Ireland. And so anyway, it's an interesting story, but the long story short, they basically are able to sell this and have been for a long time in Europe and Ireland. Anyway, now you can actually buy it, but this is the closest thing to, KFC in a bag, and it's the flour and the ingredients, the spices and the herbs all in one. I think I got two 2-pound bags for probably $53, and I got it within about 4 or 5 days. So there's a distributor for it now here in the States, it looks like, and so anybody can get this stuff. But anyway, this is going to be all part of the fun of this. Is we're actually going to be making as close to the KFC recipe as you can here. We're going to actually use, from what I could tell, they use milk and eggs for the dredging, the liquid dredge. I'm going to use buttermilk because I saw a lot of recipes that do use buttermilk. So, we'll start with that. And it's not like we're saying we are trying to do an exact KFC experiment here, but we just want to have some really good fried chicken and do it right the first time. And then we're going to do our Jojos here. So I've got 4 spuds. We'll cut those up into the wedges. We'll use the same dredge, same mixture. For those, from what I can tell, I probably need to only cook them like 5 minutes. So again, we'll learn as we go tonight. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. All right, we're gonna see how this camera works right here while we're doing some prep. All right, so we've got our chicken all cut up. We've got 2 big split breasts, a whole tray of drumsticks, and a whole tray of chicken thighs. And we've got 3 eggs. I'm going to whisk those up a little bit, and I'm going to put 2 cups of the buttermilk for the dredge here. Start with that. I like the idea of the buttermilk. It's a little thicker. The whole idea of the dredge is to help the mix stay on the chicken. Probably use about 2 cups of the mix. Got plenty of chicken and also all the potatoes. So see how this does. I may not be able to pick this up all the way across here. So we're going to use a little baking pan here to we'll dredge, get the mix. I might dredge again and do the mix again. A lot of people talk about double dredging. Actually, I think what they do is I think they do the powder first, the mix, then they dredge, and then they do another powder. Let's try it that way. All right, so we got some powder. Do a quick dredge, shake it off, drop it back in the powder. Pretty tasty. Kind of a messy process, of course, but it looks like. And then the whole idea there is to let it all right, so we got the Jojos, we got the chicken all dredged and covered with the mix. It was kind of a messy process for sure. But boy, does it smell good. And you can tell, you know, from the recipe, I'll put some links in there about Glen and Friends as they broke down the recipe. It was, I mean, other people do it too, but he had a pretty good perspective on it. And one of the things was, I think it was like 4 different versions of pepper, ground pepper, coarse ground pepper, white pepper, and other stuff. But you know, that's one thing you can really smell the pepper in the mix. So yeah, there it is. It's drying out, and we're just waiting for some folks to get here, and we're going to start our first round of pressure fried chicken. What do you think, Sherry?
Oh, we're all excited to try.
Yeah.
Not only the recipe, but the...
I mean, the whole thing about it is...
pressure fryer, too.
It's just going to be good. And, you know, I think we got the temperature figured out on the pressure fryer. You know, had to max it out and to get up to 350. But, yeah, we got it figured out. We're looking forward to this. All right, here we go.
The inaugural chicken pressure frying experience on the Lemley deck.
Yep.
So
This
here
is Kentucky Fried Chicken style. Actual blend from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh yeah, you can hear the water. Kind of like deep frying a turkey. This will be, in addition to the grill, the griddle, and the smoker, and then down here, of course, the pizza oven. So essentially we could open a restaurant on our deck. So
We're trying to get a whole tray in here. Not crowded.
is there a line that it can't get higher than?
Well, there was a line when I filled it.
Two more pieces to go. Okay, now what happens? What's the next step in the process?
Now, I got my trusty glove on. I'm going to give it a little shake. Put it in.
That's messy.
And here we go. It's time. Time to get some pressure built.
Yeah, this is... Anytime you're dealing with pressure, it's a little frightening.
Alright, so we're going to set the timer for 14. And that turned the solenoid off.
Okay.
And then the way this works, you can see the pressure building on the gauge. It's going to go from green to yellow to red. And
Do you start the timer now, though? You don't wait till it gets to...
yeah, we're going to do the 14-minute method. Some people wait till it builds to the full pressure and then they set it for 10. But it turned the solenoid off. Now what happens when the timer runs out, the solenoid automatically will open up and exhaust, which I have a cup back here.
To let the pressure off.
Yeah, let the pressure off, and then the gauge will actually come all the way down until it's green and safe. We'll wait till it's all the way to the bottom,
Okay.
and then we'll unscrew this. But right now we're all safe. It's locked in, and what will happen is as the pressure builds, the guy will start spinning and making some noise here. So we'll turn it off now and then see what happens here shortly. Oh yeah, we're starting to already get whatever they call that device there that lets off the pressure initially. It's starting to make some sounds, so that's good. The pressure gauge is in the yellow, still building. All right, it's definitely on its way. The timer's already down to about 9. I actually started it after I got it loaded, gave it a shake, put it on 14 minutes, sealed it up. So, you know, that guy's spinning nicely like it's supposed to. The gauge is showing right dead center of the yellow. And that may be kind of the normal setting for the pressure, I guess. And it doesn't, you know, indicate 8 psi, but 8 psi is what it's set for. So that's probably what that is. And so all's good. I guess if it were to get into the red, you know, that might be problematic. So, you know, we're out here watching it. But, oh, it smells great. You can already smell I mean, it smells like KFC chicken already out here. This is fun. All right, Jeff and I are here watching the pot boil here, and we're getting down to the timer there. You can see we're coming up on just seconds away from this thing shutting off and beginning the exhausting of the pressure over here in our cup. So we're all excited to watch this happen. And then we'll watch the gauge. The gauge did go to the yellow, kind of straight up in the middle of the yellow, so apparently that's the 8 psi pressure point. So here we go, in seconds. And it looks like the temperature the light went blue, so as it's cooking, you know, it's still trying to heat the oil and keep it up to the 350 or 200 Celsius, which isn't an exact conversion, but that's what it ended up being. All right, so the timer, we're kind of keeping our fingers crossed that this works as it's supposed to. There it is. So the timer bottomed out, the solenoid valve opened up, it's exhausting into the cup I put there, and if we watch the gauge, it's already getting down into the green. The pressure is releasing. All the safety stuff's working. How cool is that? So yeah. You are watching this on an Insta360 camera. Although just single lens mode. We'll go around back. Getting to the bottom of the green on the gauge. Yeah, you can see there's actually quite a bit of oil. It's about almost half full, actually. So, pretty good amount of exhaust. I'll have to empty that in between batches. So we got a whole tray of chicken. We got one more to go. We got another tray of Jojos we're going to do. We'll do that in between. And yeah, we're at the bottom of the green on the gauge, so we're getting close to, it's probably going to shut off here in a minute. And we'll be able to open the lid safely. Excited to video this because I didn't find that many great videos out there to kind of showcase what we're doing here, so kind of hoping this will help some people out. All right, so the gauge is actually down under the green and into the white. So we're in safety territory here, but I'm just going to let this play out a little bit. See how long it exhausts. From what I understand, I mean, at this point, especially down under the green into the white, I should be able to open that lid, but this could go on for a while. So why don't you hold this, and don't put any hands out front, just kind of hold it like I am, I think. You can see my hand, it doesn't take much. All right, so yeah, we're down in the white. We're going to slowly open the lid here. Because I don't think that's just going to shut off at this point. So we're going to carefully and that actually dropped it down halfway into the white. Just a little bit of a pressure release off the lid there, apparently. Made some interesting noises. But yeah, we can tell we're good. So we're bringing the lid out. We still got a good boiling oil. I got my cotton mitt on here. Should be safe. Oh yeah, oh it's hot. Actually need a little bit more than that. We'll put a couple paper towels on there. And then we'll raise this up and drain it. Look at that.
Nice.
The first batch of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Woo! So we'll let that drain just a minute. We'll get batch number 1 off. What do you think? That smells great.
Yes, looks great.
Good. It's going to be juicy. I mean, wow, I think the whole 14-minute thing is just perfect. Look at that. Wow, first round. Even brand new oil.
Very cool. What kind of oil did you use?
I got the oil at Sam's. It's just what they call the clear fry oil. All right, well, we're going to turn this off and take a couple of pictures of it, and then we'll put it on the tray and stick it in the oven while we do another batch of stuff here. Okay. So what do you think of your chicken?
The chicken was good. It's moist. It stayed hot. The crust was good. The Jojo potatoes, we need to work on the dipping method on that because there's something wrong with the crust on the Jojos.
No, that's her opinion. I like my Jojo, but you know, we'll take all feedback and work on it here. But look at that. Yeah, I mean, it really turned out good. Everybody's liking it. What do you think, Gramps?
I haven't tried the chicken yet.
Oh,
I'm eating all the other good things, but the Jojos are terrific
There we
without
go.
any other sauce.
wow. And the dipping sauce is that sour cream horseradish garlic. Josh, what do you think of yours? It looks like you gnawed it down. You got nothing but a bone left.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Jeff?
Good. It's all gone almost.
Yeah. All right. So does it taste like KFC? What do you guys think?
No,
What?
but it's better.
I'm editing that out. It's better. Okay. I'm editing that in.
Good.
All right. Well, you know, everything seemed to work good with the device, and we're happy with the results, so more to come.